Hello everyone. In this video I am going to discuss about the classification of carbohydrates and the basis for their classification. Before going into details of the classification of carbohydrates, it is important to know and understand the definition of carbohydrates. So definition is carbohydrates are polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones. So that means when you see the definition, it has two parts. One is polyhydroxy, which means it has many hydroxyl group, and the second part is aldehydes or ketone. So in addition to hydroxyl groups, carbohydrates, they may have aldehyde or ketone group. Carbohydrates are classified into four groups: monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. So now we know that carbohydrates are classified into four groups, but what is the basis for their classification? If you want to classify anything, we need some basis. For example, classification of richest people in the world. So this classification is based on their wealth. So the person who is having highest number in terms of money, so he will be the richest person. So here we are specifying the amount or number of money. Same way here, the carbohydrates are classified into four groups based on the number of sugar units or based on the number of polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone units. Now coming to monosaccharides, mono means one, saccharide means sugar. So carbohydrates which have only one sugar unit are called as the monosaccharides. And these are also called as simple sugars because they have only one sugar unit. And these monosaccharides, they cannot be further hydrolyzed. You cannot convert these monosaccharides into some other sugars, right? So that's why they are called as the simple sugars. The examples of the monosaccharides are glucose and fructose. So when you see the structure of glucose, it has many hydroxyl group along with one aldehyde group. And the other example, fructose, it has many hydroxyl group and one functional group, that is keto group. So basically monosaccharides, they have one sugar unit with aldehyde or ketone group. And these monosaccharides, they are further classified based on number of carbon atoms and based on the type of functional group. For example, if you see a monosaccharide with 3 carbons is called as triose. And that triose, if it has aldehyde group, it is called as glyceraldehyde. And triose with ketone group as the functional group is called as the dihydroxyacetone. Our most common examples, a 6 carbon sugar, that is, it is called as hexose. If that hexose has aldehyde as the functional group, it is called as glucose. And the hexose with a ketone group is fructose. Not only glucose and fructose are the hexoses, there are other types of hexoses also present, but for explanation purpose, I gave you glucose and fructose. Now coming to the second group, that is disaccharides. Here di means 2 and saccharides means sugar. So carbohydrates that have 2 sugar units are called as the disaccharides. And these 2 sugar units, they are not separately present, they are joined, they are linked, and they are linked by a bond called as the glycosidic bond. So we call that as the condensation. So 2 monosaccharide units are condensed or joined or linked to form a disaccharide. So whenever that condensation happens, one water molecule is released in that process. And now other way to define the disaccharides is carbohydrates which yield 2 monosaccharides on hydrolysis are also called as the disaccharides. And one example for the disaccharides is maltose. So when you see the structure of maltose, it has 2 sugar units, that is 2 glucose units joined by a glycosidic bond between the first carbon of one glucose and the fourth carbon of the next glucose. Coming to the third group, that is oligosaccharides. So carbohydrates that have more than 3 and up to 10 sugar units are called as the oligosaccharides. So other way to define oligosaccharides is carbohydrates which on hydrolysis they form 3 to 10 sugar units are called as the oligosaccharides. And the example is maltotriose, stachyose and Weber's. Now coming to the fourth one, polysaccharides. So poly means many. So carbohydrates which contain more than 10 molecules of monosaccharides, more than 10 sugar units, so those are called as the polysaccharides. And these polysaccharides, they are again classified into homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. So the meaning of homopolysaccharides is polysaccharides which are having the sugar units of same type are called as the homopolysaccharides. For example, if you take glycogen, glycogen is a polymer of glucose. That means when you see the structure of glycogen, it has only glucose units. It will not contain any other type of sugar units. Now coming to heteropolysaccharides, hetero means different. So these polysaccharides, they contain different type of repeating sugar unit. For example, if you take, there is one heteropolysaccharide X. So that X heteropolysaccharide has 100 sugar units. So out of those 100 sugar units, 50 are glucose, 30 are fructose, and remaining 20 are galactose. So such type of combinations, if they are present in a polysaccharide, then that is known as the heteropolysaccharide. Examples of heteropolysaccharides are hyaluronic acid, dimethyl sulfate, chondroitin sulfate.